The Cogitating Ceviché presents Evelyn Waugh, A Satirical Mirror to Society. Honoring the Overlooked Satirists and Thinkers Who Altered Our Perspectives, number 22, by Conrad Hannon, narration by Amazon Polly. Preface. Welcome to the 22nd installment of our series, Honoring the Overlooked Satirists and Thinkers Who Altered Our Perspectives. In this edition, we turn our attention to Evelyn Waugh, a luminary in 20th century British literature whose incisive satire and penetrating social commentary have cemented his status as one of the era's most influential writers. Waugh's literary journey is a fascinating exploration of the highs and lows of British society, marked by a biting wit that spared no social convention or pretense. His work offers a unique lens through which we can re-examine cultural and societal norms. As we delve into his most celebrated novels, from the journalistic farce, Scoop, to the elegiac Brideshead Revisited, we uncover the depths of his commentary on human nature and societal folly. This article aims to rekindle interest in Waugh's body of work, encouraging a new generation of readers to engage with his novels as artifacts of a bygone era and as vibrant works of art that continue to resonate with and challenge modern audiences. Through Waugh's masterful prose, we are invited to laugh, reflect, and perhaps understand more about the absurdities of the human condition. Join us as we explore the legacy of Evelyn Waugh, whose sharp pen and sharper insights make him a necessary voice in the canon of English literature and a perpetual mirror to our own times. Conrad Hannon. Introduction. Evelyn Waugh stands as a towering figure in 20th century British literature, celebrated for his razor-sharp satirical prose and keen observations of societal norms. Born in 1903 into a literary family, Waugh quickly distinguished himself as a brilliant novelist and a master of satire, using his acerbic wit to critique the pretensions and follies of the upper classes and the cultural shifts of his time. Waugh's career was marked by a prolific output of novels, travel writings, and biographies, each infused with his distinctive blend of irony and moral scrutiny. Among his most celebrated works, Scoop, a searing satire of the sensationalist journalism of the 1930s, and The Loved One, which takes a darkly humorous look at the American funeral industry, underscore his ability to skewer societal absurdities with precision and humor. His magnum opus, Brideshead Revisited, offers a more introspective examination of themes like faith, nostalgia, and the passing of the aristocratic world to which he was intimately connected. Waugh's enduring influence in the literary world is attributed to his unparalleled skill in blending narrative finesse with incisive social commentary, making his works as relevant today as they were at their publication. His novels continue to be celebrated for their stylistic brilliance and sharp critique of human nature, securing his place as a critical and public favorite in the panorama of English literature. Background and literary beginnings. Evelyn Waugh's journey into the literary world was colored by an upbringing steeped in the arts and academia. Born in London to a family with a solid literary background, his father was a publisher and critic. Waugh was exposed to the world of books and writing from an early age. This early immersion in literature sparked his interest in writing and shaped his critical eye toward the societal norms and cultural dynamics he would later explore in his work. Education played a pivotal role in molding Waugh's literary style and worldview. At Oxford, where he attended Hertford College, Waugh was known for his sharp wit and flamboyant persona, which would later permeate his literary creations. Oxford also offered him an environment rife with eccentrics and intellectuals, which provided rich material for his satirical examinations. During his time at university, he made several important friendships that sustained him personally and professionally throughout his life. However, it was not just the people who influenced him. The atmosphere of intellectual rigor and social stratification at Oxford sharpened his critical perspective on the British class system. Upon graduating, Waugh's initial forays into writing were not immediately successful. He worked briefly as a schoolteacher, which he famously disliked, and his first published works were commercial failures. However, these experiences provided a backdrop for his novels, where he often satirized the worlds of education and other British institutions with disillusionment and irony. Waugh's background, marked by a mix of privilege and an outsider's perspective on the elitist environments he often inhabited, informed his complex approach to satire. His work characteristically blends humor with a biting critique of society's pretensions. This dual approach not only defined his literary style but also allowed him to highlight the absurdities of his time's social and cultural milieu, making his observations entertaining and incisively critical. Exploration of key works. Evelyn Waugh's literary prowess is perhaps best exemplified in his sharply satirical novels, Scoop and The Loved One, each targeting distinct cultural phenomena with his signature blend of humor and critique. Scoop, published in 1938, is a biting satire of the sensationalist and often unscrupulous journalism that Waugh observed firsthand during his brief stint as a war correspondent in Abyssinia. The novel's protagonist, William Booth, a naive nature columnist, accidentally becomes a foreign correspondent, navigating the chaotic, competitive, and morally ambiguous world of war journalism. Through Booth's bewildering experiences, Waugh exposes the absurdity of the news industry, where the rush to scoop the competition often leads to ridiculous errors and ethical compromises. The Loved One, set against Hollywood's funeral industry backdrop, extends Waugh's satirical lens to American culture, particularly its commercialization of death. The novella presents a darkly humorous look at the funeral business, where pet cemeteries and human mortuaries compete with a glamour that mirrors the film industry. Through characters like the cosmetician mortician Mr. Joyboy and the pet cemetery's counselor, M.A. Thanatogenos, Waugh critiques the grotesque yet oddly superficial handling of death, highlighting the bizarre and often macabre practices that cater to America's culture of excess and superficial sentimentality. Beyond these works, Brideshead Revisited offers a more introspective exploration of Waugh's recurring themes, such as faith, nostalgia, and the decline of the English aristocracy. This novel, considered by many to be his masterpiece, reflects Waugh's complicated relationship with his Catholic faith and his observations of the changing social landscape of England. The story of Charles Ryder and his involvement with the aristocratic Flight family delves into themes of religious faith, love, and the passing of traditional values and ways of life, painted against the backdrop of a rapidly changing world. Waugh's experiences significantly shaped his thematic exploration and character development across his works. His social observations, whether of the journalistic circus surrounding war, the American penchant for grandiosity even in death, or the spiritual and existential crises amongst the British upper classes, lend authenticity and depth to his satirical portrayals. His novels mock the absurd and evoke a sense of loss and melancholy for a world that is invariably slipping away, making his works resonate with sharp irony and poignant reflection. Satirical style and narrative techniques. Evelyn Waugh's satirical style is a testament to his command of English and his astute observations of human behavior. His use of irony and satire not only entertains but also exposes the follies and vices of society, particularly the upper classes, and various institutions. Waugh's narrative style is marked by sharp, economical prose that delivers wit and criticism with precision, making every word count towards the impact of the satire. Irony and satire. Waugh's irony often emerges through stark contrast between his characters' perceptions and the reality the reader is invited to observe. This technique is evident in Scoop, where the bumbling William Booth becomes a celebrated war correspondent, highlighting the often ludicrous nature of fame and the media's capricious values. In The Loved One, Waugh employs a macabre satire to critique the commercialization of American funeral practices, using the absurdity of the situations to deliver a more profound commentary on cultural decay and superficiality. Character development. Character development is another forte in Waugh's literary arsenal. His characters are vividly drawn, often embodying the traits he seeks to critique. They are intricately crafted, with their flaws and eccentricities serving as humor sources and poignant reminders of human frailty. For instance, in Brideshead Revisited, the complexity of characters like Sebastian Flight and his sister Julia provides a deep, emotionally resonant exploration of issues such as faith, family loyalty, and personal decline. Through these characters, Waugh explores the nuances of morality and class, making them relatable yet flawed protagonists whose personal journeys offer insights into broader societal issues. Narrative techniques. Waugh's ability to weave complex stories is notable for its structural precision and thematic depth. He often structures his narratives to build towards moments of ironic revelation, where the absurd and the profound collide. His pacing and rhythm in storytelling enhance the satirical impact, employing a mix of dialogue, exposition, and description that keeps the reader engaged and reflective. Waugh's stories frequently incorporate a critical eye on class and morality, dissecting the pretensions of the aristocracy and the ethical dilemmas of modernity with a cynical yet insightful tone. Through these narrative techniques, Waugh not only entertains but also provokes thought, encouraging the reader to question the status quo and reflect on contemporary life's moral complexities. His satirical style, characterized by irony, sophisticated character development, and incisive social commentary, remains influential in literature for its ability to dissect human behaviors and societal norms with wit and wisdom. Impact and reception. Evelyn Waugh's literary career was marked by both acclaim and controversy, reflecting the complex reactions to his sharp satirical style and his often provocative subject matter. During his lifetime, Waugh was celebrated for his wit and his masterful prose, but he also faced criticism for his perspectives, which some found to be harshly conservative or even reactionary. Initial reception. In his own era, Waugh's works were often seen as brilliant but brutally satirical portraits of his society. Novels like Scoop and The Loved One were lauded for their incisive humor and their unflinching critique of journalism and the funeral industry, respectively. Brideshead Revisited, published in 1945, received a mixed reception initially. Its nostalgic depiction of a vanishing world was as much criticized for its sentimentality as it was praised for its lyrical beauty and deep moral questions. Over time, however, Brideshead has come to be seen as one of Waugh's greatest works, appreciated for its rich characterizations and intricate narrative. Evolving perspectives. As perspectives on social issues have evolved, so too have readings of Waugh's works. Modern audiences and critics often grapple with his depiction of class and race. Waugh's portrayal of various social classes, particularly his romanticization of the English aristocracy and his often scathing depiction of the lower classes, has sparked debate among contemporary readers. Additionally, his works sometimes reflect the racial prejudices of his time, which can make for challenging reading today. Controversies. Controversies surrounding Waugh's work often focus on these portrayals of class and race. For instance, his novel, Black Mischief, was criticized for its depiction of the fictional African state of Azania, with characters and situations that play into outdated and offensive racial stereotypes. Such aspects of his work have led to a re-evaluation of his legacy, balancing his stylistic and narrative achievements against the less palatable dimensions of his social commentary. Despite these controversies, Waugh's impact on literature remains significant. His ability to dissect the pretensions and follies of human society with sharp wit and a beautiful command of language continues to draw admiration and critical interest. The dual capacity of his work to both offend and delight underscores Waugh's complex legacy as a writer who could illuminate profound truths about human nature, even as he reflected some of the prejudices of his time. Waugh's legacy in modern literature. Evelyn Waugh's legacy in modern literature is marked by his enduring influence on the craft of satire and narrative style. Waugh's sharp wit and meticulous construction of narrative have served as a blueprint for many contemporary writers, particularly those engaged in the art of satire. Influence on contemporary literature. Waugh's influence can be seen in the works of various modern satirists who emulate his ability to blend profound social commentary with biting humor. Writers like Christopher Buckley and Martin Amis have cited Waugh as an inspiration, drawing on his techniques to critique everything from politics to societal norms in their works. Waugh's influence extends beyond satire, impacting authors across genres who admire his concise prose and his ability to develop complex characters and themes within tightly constructed narratives. Relevance in popular culture. In popular culture, Waugh's works have seen a resurgence of interest, reflected in adaptations of his novels for film and television. Brideshead Revisited has been adapted several times, most notably in the 1981 television series and the 2008 film. These adaptations have brought Waugh's themes of nostalgia, faith, and the decline of aristocracy to new audiences, underscoring the timeless appeal of his insights into human nature and societal change. Legacy in modern satirical writing. In the realm of satire, Waugh's legacy is particularly potent. His technique of exposing the absurdities of society through sharp, often ironic observations provides a template for contemporary satirists grappling with the complexities of modern life. Waugh's ability to write entertaining and illuminating satire encourages current writers to tackle complex subjects with humor and intelligence. His work demonstrates how satire can be a powerful tool for social commentary, influencing public discourse and provoking thought. Themes in societal discourse. Today, Waugh's themes remain surprisingly relevant. His explorations of class dynamics, societal decadence, and the human penchant for absurdity continue to resonate in a world where these issues are as prevalent as ever. His dissection of the hypocrisies of the upper classes and the institutions they uphold reflects ongoing conversations about inequality and morality in contemporary society. Waugh's literary legacy, therefore, not only celebrates his past achievements, but also continues to influence and inspire discussions and writings that address fundamental human concerns. His work encourages readers and writers alike to question and critique the societal norms that shape our world, proving that great literature can transcend the era of its creation to offer eternal insights. Conclusion. Evelyn Waugh's contributions to literature are immense and multifaceted, characterized by his exceptional command of satire, nuanced exploration of societal norms, and profound insights into human behavior and morality. His novels, from the sharply comedic Scoop to the richly textured Brideshead Revisited, showcase his ability to dissect and critique the world around him with wit and depth. Waugh's literary achievements are marked by his stylistic precision and narrative finesse, and his enduring relevance in contemporary discussions on class, culture, and human folly. Waugh's works continue to be studied and appreciated for their complex interplay of satire and serious commentary, providing readers with entertainment and a deeper understanding of the human condition. His keen observations on the pretensions and absurdities of society offer timeless reflections on the nature of humanity, making his writings as relevant today as they were during his time. The continued interest in his books and the ongoing adaptations of his stories into films and television series testify to the lasting appeal of his narratives and the universal themes they explore. Readers new to Waugh will find a treasure trove of humor and wisdom in his novels, with layers of meaning that invite repeated readings and deeper analysis. Engaging with Waugh's works offers a glimpse into the historical and social contexts of his time and encourages a thoughtful reflection on our current societal dynamics. By diving into his novels, one can appreciate the art of satire that Waugh perfected, a tool that continues to be powerful in shaping how we understand and critique the world around us. In sum, Evelyn Waugh remains a seminal figure in literature whose works demand to be read, discussed, and cherished. Whether you are drawn to his biting satires or his poignant meditations on faith and decline, Waugh's writings offer rich insights and endless opportunities for discovery. Thank you for stopping, and until next time, stay gruntled.